So we just finished talking about some of the exterior features of the home and how important it is to properly maintain it throughout the whole lifespan of the home, and not just focusing on the deferred maintenance aspect of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Today, we're going to be covering the interior features of the home, many of which are included in our maintenance package for our homeowners, so that they can be able to press an easy button to be able to ensure that these items get done on a regular basis. But for now, let's get to main. So we're sitting in the primary bathroom, and there's a fair amount of items that I can already see need to be taking place in this house. The first and foremost is going to be all of our plumbing features that's associated with our bathroom. We're going to be able to check all of our plumbing on every 6 months to a year basis to ensure that everything's working properly, that our filters and screens associated with each of the individual faucets are cleaned out and they don't have grime and grit associated with them, as well as ensuring that any of our P-traps and any other plumbing components that we could be able to check are taken care of. In addition to our sink faucets, we're going to be checking all of our shower components, which include our rain head, our shower heads, as well as any of our valves to ensure that they're functioning and working properly, and ensure any of the calcium or hard water deposits are not becoming a factor for this daily task that should bring enjoyment to any homeowner day in and day out. So one of the items that's used more than we'd like to admit is going to be our toilets. So we're going to want to check that they're working properly, and most importantly, that the angle stop, which is a key failure point for many home flood insurance claims, that it's actually operating and that we're able to turn that valve a couple times to ensure that there is no hard water deposits on that as well, and increase the longevity of the home by reducing any potential insurance claims that could arise 10 years down the road if this component is never touched. Now, in a lot of our homes, since we are building luxury, we have a washer and dryer system that's located in one of the closets, specifically in the primary. And it is important to ensure that everything is draining appropriately, that there's no blockage, and that all the lint traps and associated components are running efficiently and effectively so that we don't run into any issues down the road. Now, a few other components we want to talk about while we're sitting in the primary suite is going to be all of the interior door and hardware adjustments. Now, over time, once again, there's house settling, there's changes in interior temperature, and overall, this is an item that's used day in and day out that has a lot of functioning component, in addition to making sure that your door is latching and locking appropriately so that you can ensure that you have privacy in your home, regardless of who's residing here. This is a critical component that I feel like a lot of times goes unnoticed and unchecked and creates additional problems where it rubs against the trim and or provides a very unpleasant squeaking sound as it opens and shuts over time because the hinges either aren't adjusted appropriately or they're not lubricated appropriately as well. Right above us will be one of the few air filters and the returns that are associated with the HVAC system in this home. And this is something that should be taken care of, if not on a monthly basis, on an every other month basis, to ensure that you have good, clean air quality within the spaces that your family resides. So as you can see, there's a lot of little dings and dents throughout the homes as noted here in this video. While a lot of people might think that this is just handyman work, the reality is that you want to hire people to maintain your home that have the same level, attention, and care that your builder that built the home originally had when putting all of the pieces together to make this place become a home. So let's talk about some of the common maintenance items that are located here within the kitchen space at Glen Rosa. Now this home, once again, has been lived in for 4 years. Now we have a Carrara marble countertop, which is beautiful and timeless when it comes to material selection. However, there is a fair amount of upkeep. This should be sealed appropriately every 6 to 12 months. And in this case, our clients loved their wine and they love to entertain. And so after 4 years, we decided to go ahead and refinish by rehoning this countertop to get it back to its original state, which helped remove any of the etching, small dings, dents, or scratches that were located within the surface of this product. In addition to that, we have a cabinetry, which is functioning on a regular basis. And oftentimes this needs to be adjusted based on the overall weight and the things that are associated within these cabinet boxes. One that comes to mind is the cabinet here where our trash and our recycling resides. I've actually replaced these glides in this house twice before. And after replacing them the second time, I asked the homeowner how they were utilizing the functionality of this system. And he said that his 14-year-old boy would actually stand in here and then step down on the trash, basically compacting the trash. And To which my response was, well, that's the reason that it's breaking. Ultimately, a lot of times homeowners don't realize that they're one of the biggest culprits when it comes to dings, dents, and anything that's associated with damage to the property. One of the other key components that absolutely needs proper maintenance is going to be all of the appliances that are associated within the kitchen. We have the refrigerator, which needs to ensure that it has proper maintenance, that it's cleaned regularly, as well as the filters are changed out for any of the water distribution that takes place. So as we move to the gas range, this is obviously going to be a critical component. You're going to want to make sure that you're checking and maintaining so that you know if there's anything that is an issue so that it can be resolved under manufacturer's warranty. Oftentimes, nothing's checked on a regular basis, and then it falls outside the manufacturer's warranty, and so it becomes a lot more difficult and cost prohibitive to be able to actually address these issues. Whereas if once a year you're checking that everything is in working order and you find that there's an issue, you could be able to get an appliance tech out on site, typically to warranty any of those things that aren't functioning properly. As we move to our third item, which is going to be our dishwasher, this is going to go in conjunction with our plumbing fixtures. Obviously, this has plumbing components, and we need to ensure that we have a high water loop. And it's something to keep note of because both the dishwasher and the refrigerator, especially if it has an ice and or water dispenser, is going to be one of the areas that can wreak havoc. Even with a small leak that might occur or not functioning properly, can definitely reduce the overall lifespan of your cabinetry, as well as any of the wood components such as the wood flooring that's associated within this kitchen space. Ultimately, there's a lot more items that entail home maintenance, and these are just a few that are pointed out on this 4-year-old home that we've had the pleasure to be able to sell the second time. We appreciate you following along, and as always, have a great day.